So the definition of the exception is abnormal termination. So in that abnormal termination, first what, if exception rises, there are four statements is there. So in that first statement, okay, in that first statement, second statement will be executed normally. And third statement is what, you getting a something error. So after getting error of the third statement, so it is the exception is raised in the code. So the problem is that, so in that program is terminate abnormally. In situations, program can terminate it abnormally and the rest of the statements are not executed. Okay. So if the problem is erased in this line, okay, so the program is terminated this line. Okay, the remaining code is not executed. Okay, to overcome these issues, to handle the exceptions. So how two ways to handle the exceptions. So what are the two ways? Try catch, block, and throws keyword. Okay. So if you handle the exception, program is terminated normally, and the program rest of the statements are executed. Okay, after handle the exception. So there are two types of exceptions. First one is what, it is unchecked, checked exception, unchecked exception. Checked exception means exceptions which are checked by the compiler is called as a checked exceptions. Exceptions which are not checked by the compiler is called as unchecked exceptions. Okay, from the above code, see here exists still running. Okay, means compiler is not checked. Okay, the exception what so but the runtime JVM display the what. So at runtime JVM also display the exception. Okay. So first we can do one normal program. So if after executing the program, if you see the exceptions concept. Okay. So first what I can print something statements. So I can remove all these three. Okay. And remove hash sets also. So first one is what, system.out.println. Okay. System.out.println println. First I can print hello world. Okay. So I can print hello world. Okay, after that we can print one array. Okay, if you get like this, int a of equal to, I can like what, 10 comma 20 comma 30 values. Okay, I can get that 10 comma 20 comma 30 values. Okay, after that we can print system dot out dot println println. So we can print what, a of 1. Okay, so we can print like this. See here. Okay, so save the file. Okay, save the file and run it. Okay, it is executed. Hello world and 20. So why 20 means, so index number 1 value is 20. That's why it is executed. Okay. Okay, it is executed. Now, if you give the index number 6 here, okay, so 6 means there is no sixth value. So y means here index is what, 0, 1, 2. Only 0, 1, 2 will be displayed. So 6 means it is not executed. See here. So save the file and run it. It gives something error. So whichever give you array index out of bound exception. So if index value is not in the range, okay, it displays array index out of bound exception. Okay. So next, we can print what, system.out.println one string. Okay. So arithmetic exception. So if you get the arithmetic exception, see here how you will get the arithmetic exception. Same like this. Okay. So control C. Okay. In this place, I can print what, 10 by 2. So 10 by 2 means it gives the display. Okay. It gives the output. See this one and execute, save the file and execute. So 10 by 2 means it gives the error. Why it gives the error? See here 10 by 2 is what, 5. System.out.println 10 by 2. So why 10 by 2? 10 is the index here. That's why it shows that. Okay, I can execute this statement. Okay, I can execute this statement before the hello world. Okay, sorry. Before the array. Okay, save the file and run it. Again, also it shows error. Sorry, two braces. That's why it shows error. So, okay, save the file and run it. So 10 by 2, 5 is the output. Okay, if you give the 0 here, okay, so 1 by 0 means what is the value? Infinity here. Okay, the value of the 1 by 0 is infinity. So that's why it gives what, arithmetic exception. Why means, so 10 by 0 is not defined. Okay, so not defined, there is no value for 10 by 0. That's why it gives the arithmetic exception error. Okay, so this is the arithmetic exception. So next, if you print the function, so system.out.println, if you give like this, So the system dot out dot println println. So give what first I will give my word. Okay. So for method I can give my name. Okay, in this name. Okay, in this name. So I can get the value. So caret. So caret of I can get what second value. Okay. Is it displaying or not? Okay. Okay. So now save the file and run it. So what is output? We can check this. So R, why R? Actually, this is the index number 0, 1, 2. Index number 2 is my R, the value. That's why the character will be displayed. So if you give 10, so if you give 9, so 9 is there in the string, it will be displayed. So otherwise, it is not displayed. So D. So why D displays? D is the ninth value index. So if you give 10, okay. So if you give 10, see this one, and again I can run this one. It shows what? It is a error. So which error? It is a number format exception error. Why means? So this character, sorry, this is a string index out of count exception. So why means in that string, my value character is not displayed. That's why it gives the output, right? Error. Okay. So next, we will go for what? Number format exception. That's why we can create one integer. So integer, okay. So integer I equal to, okay, integer dot. So why integer means if you get the integer value, that's fine. So value of, okay. So value of I can give actually here number. So I can give string. See this one. So if you give the string, okay, system dot out dot println. Okay. So what is the I can display like this. Okay. So display like this. Save the file and run it. What is the output? Actually, it shows something error. Which error means number format exception. Or why means the value of integer is the numeric value, not a string. Okay, the value of the integer value is 10 or 1. There is a numeric values. So here we can give string. That's why it shows what error here. So if you give 10, so that is the correct answer. Okay, or any number we can give. It is acceptable. Why means integer will accept only values. That's why it will be displayed or not. Yes, this will be displayed. This is the unchecked exception. These all are called as unchecked exceptions. So next we will go to thread.sleep method. So thread.sleep means it gives which exception? Interrupt exception. See this one. Thread.sleep, I can give in that value 5000. Okay. So see here, it gives what? Which exception? Add throws declaration. Okay. So save the file and run it. Why interrupt? See this one. Interrupted exception. Why means it is not declared the out of bounds. See this one. Add throws declaration. So interrupted exception, you can add through, then only it will be executed. Otherwise, it is not executed. So why using thread.sleep? Actually, Selenium we can control the Selenium by using thread.sleep waiting methods. Otherwise, we cannot control Selenium. Why means it is running very fast. Okay. So next, we can, file not found error is also we will get, that is are called as the checked exceptions. File not found. So if you give the file name, there is no file name in the file. Okay, your folders, it is not executed. So check it, you can also check. So file input input strem file input stream. Okay, so fis equal to new file input strem. Okay, new file input stream. So I can give my file name .txt. So like this. This file is not available in my folder. So not in my system. It is not executed. See this one. So first of all, you can import these files. Okay, and this one also add throws declaration. File not found. Okay. So that's why it is control Z. Okay. So file input C displayed what? File not found exception. Okay, that's fine. You can give it in. Okay. This is called checked exceptions. These two remaining all are unchecked exceptions. Okay, compiler is running there. So if you're writing this code, it shows something a red color mark. So that you can like that shows compiler gives the error. So compiler gives the error means it is checked exceptions. So compiler after running the code, you will get the error. That is called what? Unchecked exceptions. So first of all, compiler accepts the exceptions. At running time, JVM displays the exceptions. Okay, in that checked exceptions, directly we can type the code. Okay, it is showing error something red line in the code. Okay, so that is called as a unchecked exceptions. Okay, checked and unchecked exceptions are raised at runtime only. Okay, so what is the exception types? So runtime exception, SQL exception, so AWT exception, and next one is what IO exception and servlet exception. These are called as exception techniques. So in that runtime exception, arithmetic, null pointer, and a number format, and illegal assignment argument, and array index out of bound exception. These are called as the runtime exceptions. So IO exception means so file not found, interrupted, and EOF exception. These three are comes under IO exception. So what is the errors? So error means it is a out of memory error, AWT error, and the linkage error and virtual machine error. These comes are errors. So if you handle the exceptions, if you use what try catch block. So what are the keywords? Try, okay, try catch, finally throws, throw. These five are called as a keywords of handling the exceptions. Okay. So next, so if you handle the exception by using try block, okay, if you use the handle the exception by using try block, it is what try number of exceptions can be executed. So first, so the error will be displayed without try block. I can execute something code. Okay, without using try block, I can execute something code. So see here, I can executing what hello world 2 times. See this one. I can remove all this one. Okay, I can remove all this one. It gives this Control C, Control B. Okay, so import file input stream. I can remove this one and save the file. Run it. What is the exception? Arithmetic exception. Why means 10/0 is not a proper. It is not defined. Okay. So abnormal termination here. The remaining code is what? So termination can be done in the here abnormal termination. So the remaining code is what? Not execute or not. So only hello world is one time only executed. Why means it is only printed. So in this statement, second statement, it shows what? It shows the abnormal termination. So after abnormal termination, the remaining statement is not executed. So okay. In these situations, we can use what? So apply the try block. Okay, try catch block. Then the problem will be solved or not. Okay. So see here in these situations, I can write what? So try. So in that try, we can put the code. Okay. So next. Okay. So try block and next one is what? Catch block. Okay. CATCH catch. So in that catch, we can write what? Arithmetic exception. ARITH METAC arithmetic EXEBTAON arithmetic exception E space E. You can write like this. Okay. Now save the file. It is executed or not? Hello world will be executed. Yes. So this is the error. So this is the error. That is why the abnormal termination okay done in the try block. So after that statement is also executed. So these two statements will be executed. So if you don't use the try catch block, so abnormal termination is done, and after that the remaining statements are not executed. Okay. So try block, try catch block if you use it. So try block is like this, and after that the statement will be executed through catch block. If you don't know the which exception is there, this is the arithmetic exception actually. If you don't know the exception type, so you can write like what? Exception equal to. Okay, so don't mention arithmetic and null pointer. Okay, and find exception. Save the file and run it. It's also executed. This is the correct pattern method. So next normal termination, rest of the code and is executed. Next what? Try block not matched with the catch block. Abnormal termination or not. This is arithmetic exception. If you write this is like a null pointer. Okay. So null pointer. Okay, it shows error or not. See this one. So you can execute. It gives the log arithmetic exception. Okay, this is not bad. If you don't know the this is which exception, you do only mention what only exception. So otherwise it shows error. Okay. So next what? Try block contains arithmetic exception. Catch block contains there is a null pointer exception. So this contains what? Abnormal exception. So there is no exception in the try block. Catch block is not executable. Okay. See here. There is no exception. Why means 10/2 is solved. So it is executed in the catch block or not? See this. hello 5 only displayed. Catch block not executed. Why means? So if there is no error in the try block, so catch block will not be executed. Okay. So next, only try blocks are also not valid. Okay, only try blocks. If you write mention like this, so I can comment this one catch block. So if you write only try block, is execute or not? If you choose this one. So if you only mention try block, it shows what? Something error or not? Compiler shows the syntax error. Okay. So in between two block statements, declarations are invalid. Okay. So see this one. I can mention try catch character block. So in between these two, I can mention what? So system.out.println hello world I can also mention in between try catch block. It is also error. Okay, in between two block statements, declarations are also invalid in these situations. So exceptions raised other than abnormal termination. Okay, exceptions raised other than the abnormal terminations. So exception raised in the try block, remaining code is not executed in the try block. So if you mention this, okay, this one into here, okay, if the exception gives what this declaration is error. So see here, what is the output now? We can get. So 10 by 0, hello world only printed. So this hello world is not printed. Why means in the try block, first one is get the abnormal termination. So second statement will not be executed at that time. Okay. The catch block and only below try block statements only printed. Okay. This is one method. Yeah, this is called as a try blocks. So next, finally, we will discuss in next class. Okay. So thank you.